everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is the Solitary Witch Tarot, and I am here today with a reading that I felt very drawn to doing, and this is all about what you need to hear right now. And these are all the urgent messages that Spirit is trying to tell you. And keep in mind that this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this video, the message that you come across will be something that you have to hear at that particular moment in time. So what I want you to do is close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and focus on the question. And when you're done, pick a card from one of these 3 piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So once you're done picking a pile for yourself, you can go down to the description box or the comment box, and I'll be linking down the timestamps, so you can just click on the one that you've chosen, and that'll take you to your personal reading. So I'm just going to leave it here for a little while, but feel free to pause the video and take as much time as you need to just, select your pile, and then we'll just get on into it. Hello to everyone who chose group number 1, and if you chose that group, as I have already said, this is the reading for you, and let's see what cards we have in store. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, we have Death, and we have Judgment. Wow, that is interesting. We have 3 major cards right here. That is insane. So we have those 3 cards, and then the other cards that we have are Hardship. This is from the Wild Offerings Oracle deck, and then we have Perfectionism. Alright. So right off, can we just say how insane it is that you have 3 major cards in here? Like, not a single minor arcana. And I think what this is trying to say is that you are going through a very specific and very important time period in your life right now. You're going through something that is really giving you like a lot of change, and a lot of things are changing in your life. And I think you might be a bit scared of the things that are happening. And what I'm getting is that, with these 2 cards, we have Death as well as Judgment, and both of these cards are about the end of one era and the ushering in of another. So you might be scared because Death and Judgment are both kind of cards that can instill fear, because you're fearing the idea of something coming to an end, and you're also fearing judgment. But in the end, both these cards symbolize that something new is coming. Even though there is the end of one thing, there is always something else that is following it, and that is exactly what is going to happen to you. So I feel like a very significant period of change in your life is going to come across you. And because we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is making me think of abundance, and it's making me think of luck, but too much luck. More like almost as if you're getting things that you don't need in your life. Like, you might be getting like a lot of abundance and a lot of things that you actually are like, oh my god, I'm getting all of these things and I'm so happy that I'm getting it. But I feel like you are not meant to receive these things. It's not like you don't deserve them, but this is not the time for you to be getting them. And that's why we're going to have to move into a time of the ending of one era and the beginning of another. So there's a lot of learning here, and especially like with the Death card as well as the Judgment card, I feel like you're going to be moving from this time period of this overabundance, this unnecessary constant receiving things that you don't particularly need. So I'm not even thinking that these are things that you particularly want. Like, even though there are things that you're getting in your life, I feel like you're not going looking for them, and nor do you know what to do with it. So I think it's going to be a time where all these things are going to slowly be taken back from you. And whenever anything flows in, it really changes the way any energy works around you. So that's why when it's taken away, that energy is going to just unravel itself, kind of. And it's kind of like a ball of yarn, think about it. So this is all like, it's just gathering up, it's coming together, and then we have this end, and it's all unraveling. You're pulling the thread and things are unraveling, but you might fear that you're losing something, but in the end, the unraveling always leaves you more open to newer experiences and to new things in life and to new learning. So emptiness isn't always a bad thing, because emptiness leaves space for light and for things to come in. And what is also standing out to me is the Perfectionism card and the Hardship. Like, both of these I feel like are very linked here, because if you just look at them, so we have perfectionism, which is making me think that the unraveling of the ball of yarn, like I just said, the analogy that I used, I feel like the perfectionism card is trying to say that you're gonna try to control what is happening, like because these are major cards. I feel like this is more like um divine energy working for you here. This is divine energy taking something away in order to usher in something new. But because you're so afraid, I'm really getting the feeling that you're afraid of this period, because when anybody looks at these two cards, they're like, oh my god, that's a scary card. I particularly love this card because I think it brings in a lot of space for new things, and new light and newness, just freshness and good energy. So I feel like because you're gonna be scared of this time period that's coming in, you're gonna try to control it, and you're gonna try to like, I'm hearing the word micromanage. Like you're gonna try to like hold on to everything and every little thing. You're gonna try to like just take it off a checklist. Like, oh, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, and it's gonna make you feel like even more lost in the entire situation, because in the end, what is meant to go will go, and what is meant to come will come. So if something is meant to go and you keep trying to hold on, and you're like trying to constantly hold on to it, that's gonna make the flow harder. That's gonna make you feel like you're actually going through hardship and not a time of renewal. So because look at the affirmation in here. This says, may I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. So like I just said, I said that there is divine energy working for you here. And this divine energy is making sure that you have space and you have all this love and everything for whatever new is going to come your way. So I really feel like this is something that is going to be really good for you. But because you're going to be so caught up in trying to hold on to things, you're not going to be able to flow through it easily. So this is a call for you to take everything in your stride, take things as they are meant to flow, because this perfectionism card is really standing out, because this is an important period of your life. And when you try to go against divine energy, things don't work out the way that they're meant to be, because when you give yourself fully into the divine energy and the way that it is leading you, things go smoothly because you are surrendering to it in some way or the other. You are trusting and having faith in what the world has in store for you. But when you try to hold on to something, when something's taken away, it becomes more like a yank instead of just like a smooth flow. So I think this is a reminder to you to have that faith, and don't try to like micromanage or control everything. Don't try to hold on to that ball of yarn, because at some point it is going to be yanked away, and that's going to be much harder than when it was just slowly unraveling. So I'm also feeling like because of hardship, you're going to feel like you're going through a period of hardship, that whatever this loss that you're facing is something that is that you don't deserve, that you're not supposed to experience. And I feel like you're going to be having thoughts of why me, and why is this happening to me? Because let's face it, nobody likes the idea of hardship or losing out on something. But since I'm getting the feeling that you were so surprised, or like you thought it was unexpected when this came to you, when this luck and abundance came to you, because you felt like it was very perhaps sudden, and something that you didn't really want. So because you felt that way, you should kind of take it in yourself to let it go just as easily, because what is meant to be yours will stay with you, and what is not meant to be yours will be taken away in some way or the other. So I feel like that is why there's going to be this period of hardship. But just in case you're feeling like this is like an entirely negative reading, it isn't, because any reading always, like every reading has two sides. It has the negative as well as the positive. And while something is coming to an end, I want to draw your attention to this judgment card right here, because look at it. The one thing in color here is this angel, and everything else is like kind of monochrome, and they're also naked. So what I'm feeling is that what this period is going to do to you, what this period of hardship is going to do to you, is that it's going to leave you vulnerable. Not in the way that you feel like you can be hurt, but that's something that you might be feeling. You might be feeling that you're left very, to your own devices, and you might be hurt by what is going on. But I feel this vulnerability is actually going to open you up to this angel of color and light here, and Like, look at this. It's almost as if these people have their arms like raised, asking for something. Not asking for something, but rather receiving something that this angel has in store for them. So even though it's going to be like a period that ends something for you, ends something very unnecessarily abundant for you, it's going to be ushering in a period of light and of a lot of new experiences I'm hearing, because it just popped into my head when I was looking at this card that this like superfluous abundance here might be like a relationship. I'm not sure why, but I'm really getting that it might be a relationship that's coming to an end for you. And the reason that's not a bad thing is what I'm getting is that since this Wheel of Fortune upright kind of symbolizes luck and fortune, the reversed card kind of symbolizes something that's unlucky. So I feel like this might be a relationship that you hold in very high regard, that you know you love this person very much and you admire them and you're too attached to them, and you're thinking that this is the best thing in the world that could possibly happen to me, and you're closing yourself off to a lot of new experiences because of this relationship. So it might be that this relationship is not actually the right relationship for you, and that is why it's coming to an end. Because while you might be wearing some kind of rose-tinted glasses and it might be showing you how perfect everything is, how everything is so beautiful and so light and so everything, but in actuality it's not that. So I feel like that might be the case for some of you here, that a relationship that you have been very attached to, maybe unhealthily so, is coming to an end, and that's leaving you vulnerable to new experiences, to new people, to, I mean, not just for relationships but also for like just as friendships, and just getting new people into your life. Maybe this relationship was a relationship that was holding you back from just engaging with your friends in a way that helped you grow. So I feel like this is going to be a huge learning experience. And with perfectionism, again with the relationship card, I feel like you might be trying to you might be trying to keep everything perfect, like trying to hold on to this person and trying to like tell them not to leave, or trying to make yourself believe that you need them if you're the one who wants to leave, because you think that leaving them will bring you a lot of hardship. And while it might bring you hardship for a little while, I think in the long run, because these are major cards, it's really going to help you out. The change here is going to be very positive and something that's very permanent. It's going to be something that leaves you with a learning experience for life, and I think that is a very, very, very important thing to learn. So that is all I have for you guys, and I would love to hear what you have to say. So comment down below what this reading said to you, if anything resonated, and if you had a moment where you felt like I would just love to hear your thoughts. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe as well, because we'll be doing a lot more bigger card readings on here. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Hello to everyone who chose pile number 2, and this will be your reading. So let's see what cards we have in store for you. We have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the King of Swords, and then we have Despair and Compassion. So looking at these cards, I'm just going to put these aside for a minute. I'm getting a lot of Pentacles energy here, so I feel like you might be an earth sign, which is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And I just feel like with this King of Swords in reverse, I'm really getting that there is an influence in your life. It could be you, it could be another person, but this person is not treating you right. This person is being unkind to you. They're not really seeing all the potential that you have, or maybe they are seeing it but they don't want you to see it. So I feel like this might be some kind of authority figure as well, or it might be just that little voice in your head that's telling you that you're not enough or something like that. And I feel like this is a very significant energy in your life, this King of Swords in reverse, this energy that's telling you that you're not right, you're not enough, you're useless in some way. But what this Knight of Pentacles is telling me is that everything that this energy is telling you is wrong. They're trying to put you down. They're trying to, just make you feel bad about yourself. You might be making yourself feel bad about yourself. But look at this Knight of Pentacles here. This Knight of Pentacles is someone who is talented, who has a lot of potential, who is, since I said the word like useless, like this person might be telling you that you're useless. The Knight of Pentacles is a very useful person. I mean, the Knight, like whenever you read stories about everything, the Knight is the person who, saves people, who, has that courage to deliver a message. So I feel like this person, this Knight of Swords, is this kind of authority figure that's making you feel weak, that's making you feel like you're not strong enough, like you don't have courage. But the Knight is the most courageous of all in the end. Like, they're the ones who set out on treacherous long journeys, and especially with the Knight of Pentacles, this is someone who's very, like, trustable, who's very stable. So I feel like this energy is trying to overshadow this lovely Knight of Pentacles energy here. They're trying to make you feel like, they're more than you are. And that's not true, because you really have all of this here. But I think it might be getting to you what these people are saying. Like, I think that since you are like a stable person, like, with all this earth energy that we have here, I feel like you're a very grounded person who, holds on to their own and doesn't let other people just, sway them over. But I feel like, over time, when you get accustomed to the things that people say to you, or when you just get used to hearing them, some part of you does feel like, what if they're right? But this tarot reading is saying that they're not right, and you are someone who is a wonderful person, who has so much potential to grow and become an amazing human being. Like, you're a person who is very important and necessary to people around you, and this energy should not be able to tell you otherwise. And then we also have the Eight of Pentacles here, and the Eight of Pentacles is all about hard work and building things up from from maybe ground up, and putting in that effort. So I feel like with the way that these cards are, it's almost like there is this Knight of Pentacles deep inside of you, covered by all these things that the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords in reverse has told you. And this Knight of Pentacles will have to move into an energy of hard work and effort, because like, look at this person. They're kind of it's like a cobbler, but what I'm getting here, it's kind of giving me the energy that he's carving something. So I think what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to carve out all of this bad energy that this King of Swords in reverse is giving you, and so that you can actually get to the point where you see that you are someone who is all of this beautiful energy. Like, this is really giving me the image of how when people when you find gems under the earth and everything, they're very unrefined, they're very, they're not worth much. But it's only when you work at them, when you refine them, and you actually see that, oh my god, it's a brilliant shining diamond that is worth so much. And with the pentacles and the diamonds, I feel like that's a very, mirroring energy. So I feel like you're in a place where this is getting a lot for you to bear, and this is getting too much for you, and you're actually, beginning to dim your sparkle, as Barbie-ish as that sounds. And to get to the point where you actually realize that you have so much more to offer than this person says, you need to work at it. And not in the sense that, oh, I need to be better, but more in the sense of trying to stay true to yourself and not letting this get to you. Because, and since I said carving out, maybe you might need to carve out this energy from your life. Like, if anybody's being that unkind to you, you don't need them. Even if it's like a part of you that, constantly telling you that, what, you're a horrible person, you suck. Like, I mean, stop. I know it's so easy to say stop. I'm not saying it like, hey, I mean, why are you feeling sad? Just stop feeling sad. It's not like that. It's more like, train yourself to tell you things that are positive and, that show you that, you are so much more than what, you might think you are. If this person is you yourself. If this is somebody like an external person, an authority figure, maybe it's like a boss or somebody. If it's a boss, I feel like they're really understanding how much potential you have, but because they want to keep you under like their control, they're feeding you bad information about yourself so that you stay like subjugated in some way or the other. So you need to break out of that energy. So just cut this energy out. And again, look at these cards that we have here. We have despair and we have compassion. So when I talked about like working on it, carving out statue, or just refining that beautiful gem that's underneath all the stone and slate around it, I like that's what this despair is telling me. Like, it's saying, I need your divine intercession right now, O great spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul, free me from this burden, open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. So this affirmation, this prayer is really telling me that this King of Swords energy might be you yourself. You yourself might be feeding your mind terrible things about you. You might be feeling that, you know what, you can't do anything in life. You're useless and you're this and you're that. Nobody needs you. No, you're not. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful human being. You have so much good energy and good to bring to this world. And you are so important. And that's what this is saying. That I think you need to connect more to the divine energies. If you have any faith, it could be anything. Like, it doesn't matter what religion you belong to or whether you're an atheist. Connect to what fuels you. Connect to what inspires you to actually lift this dark energy from your soul, because you need to realize that you are a vessel for the love of the universe, and you have all that love within you. You have the potential to have all of that love within you. And maybe sometimes we all fall back on our paths to self-love and self-acceptance, but you need to start on that journey yourself. And to do that, if you need like a bit of divine guidance and this and that, be sure to take it, because if anything is showing you that you are this shining beacon of light, I think that is the right path for you. And then we also have compassion here. So these two cards are really telling me that this person might be you yourself. And even if it isn't, even if it is somebody external, like an authority figure, or maybe a parent, or anybody, like a friend So try to block out their thoughts and show yourself the compassion that they fail to give you. So this prayer says, as you pray each day for greater compassion, a new self is born, drawing new people and experiences. Dear Lord, help me feel ever-deepening self-acceptance. May I see myself as you see me. So this card is really telling me that you cannot let this energy get to you. You cannot let this King of Swords in reverse energy get to you, this dark energy, this cruel, unkind energy, because you are someone who needs to be reborn, who needs to shed. Like, I'm kind of thinking of how like a snake sheds its skin. So I feel like you need to shed this skin off of you to come to a point where this is flowing freely, and you need to show yourself compassion for that to happen. So you need to kind of leave behind what you don't need anymore. Become the person that you actually are and who you actually can be. And even if it requires hard work to get there, I think you can put in that hard work, because you are someone who in the end is a knight. So you don't shy away from situations that might be tough or anything. In fact, you take them as challenges and you meet them head on. So put in that hard work, show yourself that compassion, and all this despair that you might be feeling because of this energy here, that'll just like leave you. And I feel there's so much room for you to grow. Like, this Knight of Pentacles is such an amazing card. Like, just cut this energy out of your life. Like, we don't need this. Just not even gonna have it in this reading anymore. I'm just kidding, let me bring it back. But yes, cover it up with compassion. So that is all I have for you today. I hope this reading resonated with you. I feel like this is a very special reading for some of you who are feeling low and bad about yourself. Like, so this is just like a message beyond my reading to you. Like, just give yourself compassion and love, because you are so deserving of it. And yeah, like this video if you liked it, and comment down below what you feel about this reading and whether it resonated with you, because I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel, because we'll be doing a lot more pick a card readings and a lot of other cool fun stuff as well. So bye for now. I'll see you in my next one. Hello everyone who chose pile number 3. So this is your reading, and let's see what we have in store for you. We have the 6 of Wands, very nice energy here. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, and we have the 7 of Cups, and then we have doubt, and we have work. So when I look at these cards, what is standing out to me is the 6 of Wands here, because the 6 of Wands, like, it means, what do you call it? It means some kind of victory, some type of gain in your life. Like, look at these people. It's like they're returning from war, and they have all these wreaths on their head, and this person's got one on their wand. So I feel like you're really in a stage of your life where you've gained something new. Maybe you've come into a new job, or maybe you've come into like a certain amount of money through something. Maybe you've won a competition, gotten into a new college or university, this, that. So that's the kind of energy I'm feeling here. Like, you've gotten something that you've wanted, and I feel like it's something that you wanted for a long time. But with that, when you want something for a long time, there's a lot of expectations that go with it. I feel like it's like a build-up of expectations, because you've been dreaming about something for so long, you've been working towards it, so you have this idea of how it works. But we have this Page of Wands energy, and I feel like it's really not turning out the way you want it to be. Because you started out and you were like, oh my god, I feel so great about this, and then you came in and you're like, oh, okay, I'm seeing things that I didn't see before and I don't like it. So that's the kind of energy I'm getting here, that you feel a bit unstable perhaps, and you feel I'm getting a bit overwhelmed. Like, it's like when you start strong in a marathon and you're like, I'm totally gonna win this, and you even complete like the first half of the marathon very well, and then you come to a point where you're like, oh my god, I've spent all my energy, and then you begin to see all these other people in the marathon like coming ahead of you, and that makes you feel very like overwhelmed, like, what is happening? My timing was so good when I last did a test run and this and that. So I think you're feeling overwhelmed, like a lot of new things that you didn't expect happened, because you had what I'm getting is that because you were so passionate about it, you built your life around it in some way. Like, if I get this, life is going to be perfect, and life is going to work out exactly how I want it to be, and that's not how it turned out to be, and that's what's really throwing you off, like your vibrations, and it's kind of ruining the way that you look at things. So I really feel that this unstable energy is something that's really getting to you. But with the 7 of Cups, I also see kind of like how it's opened up a world that you didn't see. Like, because you had these expectations, like, I'm getting these expectations like really strongly here, that these expectations meant something to you, and when they didn't turn out the way you thought they would, instead it came out and they opened like a whole new world of things that you had to choose from. Like, maybe you entered college and you were so set on like, I'm gonna join this society and I'm gonna do this work, and after that I'm gonna have this internship, and then I'm gonna get this job. But when you became kind of overwhelmed with that, it kind of opened you up to a lot more, like way more aspects of the situation that you didn't perhaps see before. And even this can be overwhelming at times, because you build your life so meticulously, and opening up to this new energy, because we're flowing from water energy to we're flowing from fire energy to water energy. So that's like raging fire, running for it, and then there's water, and it's kind of like you threw water on the flames, and it's all doused, and you don't really know what's going where, and you're like, oh my god, what is happening? So you feel kind of like you're not being able to stay afloat. So I feel like there's a lot, like this whole new world that opened up for you is something that offered you a lot more choices. And while choices mean a good thing, it can also mean that you get a bit more confused with this unstable energy that we're seeing here. So like, even though the choices are a good thing because it opens up way more pathways for you than you originally imagined, the very excess of the amount of choices that you are exposed to is leaving you more overwhelmed and more unstable. And because like I said, like I used the marathon example of how other runners might be ahead of you. You feel like you're kind of lost because other people seem to know what they're doing, and that's where I feel like this doubt comes in, because it's kind of like, what do you call it, like, because you're feeling overwhelmed, you might be focusing on other people who are doing exceedingly well, because you're comparing yourself to those people. You're like, why am I doing badly when all these other people are doing so well in, in their everyday life? They're able to handle everything that, maybe this new situation is throwing at them. So, and why are they being able to do that? And I think that's making you feel like you are lesser than you are. And that's where this doubt comes in, because look at this affirmation here. Offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. So that's what. Because of the Wands, I feel like when you had this energy of like, winning something, gaining something, or even when you were building up those expectations, you were very confident. You knew what you wanted. You had faith in yourself and your abilities. But then this happened and you became unstable, and that made you like, it put you in a prison of doubt towards yourself. And there's a lot of inner work that you need to do for yourself right now. And even with work here, work says, I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. So I feel like this work card is saying, don't feel like you're going into this situation alone, because first off, you aren't alone. Like like you might have noticed before, there are people who you think are doing better than you, but with that there are also people who are on the same level as you. There are people who are perhaps just as overwhelmed as you. Maybe there are people who are faring worse. Like, everybody differs in the way that they receive situations. So you are not in the situation alone. There are a lot of people who are going through perhaps the exact same thing. And I think I'm kind of hearing the words find your tribe. So I feel like this is really coming across as like a college university situation to me, or maybe even like a new job. When you enter a new job, when you're someone young and when you're just fresh out of university, maybe, and you join an office space and you don't really know how things work. So again, because office space, work. So with find your tribe, I'm getting the feeling that you sort of need to connect with other people as well, because if you constantly stay in that phase of how everyone's doing better than you won't see their bad times. You'll only see what you choose to see, or what they choose to show you, and nobody chooses to show like their kind of what they're feeling inside. Everybody's kind of closed off in the beginning. So I feel like you need to connect to people more, to realize that you're all in the same boat. And even if you're not in the same boat, I think there's a lot you can learn from other people, because with this energy of being unstable, I feel like it's kind of like an unstable table, and to make it stable, you either kind of put like a card or like a folded piece of newspaper underneath to make it more stable for a little while. So I feel like it's kind of like you need that support. You need that support from people who will be there to support you, and that's why I'm hearing the words find your tribe. Again, with these options that are opening up, I feel like it also might be because you're so overwhelmed, you might not be able to like choose your friends correctly, because maybe you're gravitating towards the people who are doing very well because you want to also do just as well as them, or maybe you feel like you're not good enough to be around them. It's very like a lot of confused energy I'm seeing here because of this doubt. But I feel like if you just kind of stay true to yourself and just get in touch with why you're feeling what you're feeling, like pinpoint exactly what is making you feel this this overwhelmed feeling, because I feel that's really going to help you. And with find your tribe, I think when you listen to yourself, you're going to be able to find those people who will be able to work with you well, who will be able to help you, support you, and you will also be able to support them, because it's all about like a sharing relationship. And even here, because may all who need me find me. So while you're feeling like you need certain people perhaps to support you, there are people who need you as well. So with this affirmation, maybe you can even say this affirmation, write it down, focus on, maybe meditate with it, so that people who need you will gravitate towards you, so that you get the energy of like those who you need and who need you. And that's really going to help you dispel this doubt from your mind. It's going to help you, like, it might be like these people are coming in and they kind of just open the prison of doubt that you have around yourself, because they're going to help bring you out from that. Obviously it's a lot of self-work, because nobody can do to you, like do for you what you need to do for yourself. So you need to have that faith in yourself as well, but these people might help you with that. Like I said, when you fold up a little piece of newspaper, put it under a table to make sure it doesn't like wobble, kind of like that, because it isn't like the newspaper isn't solving the problem of the table. The problem is still there, but at least it gives it a little support to just not let everything on top of it slide off. So it's like these people, they won't be able to take away your problem, but they'll be able to support you. So that's why I'm really feeling like find your tribe. And also look at this. With the Six of Wands here, I feel like when you entered this situation, you were kind of moving away from people who were really there with you. So again, that's why I'm getting this feeling of like college, university situation. So maybe you had a very tight-knit group of friends who were there to celebrate with you, who were there to support you, and coming into this new situation took you away from them, which is why you feel maybe a little bit more lost. So find your tribe, find those people who work with you, maybe even connect with these friends if if you need that little support like immediately, because these people will be there for you, I feel, because they were there to celebrate your gain, and somebody who celebrates your victory, somebody who really wants the best for you. So if you're kind of feeling unsure about going out into the world, which you will have to do eventually, if you want that immediate bit of support, I think you can even connect to these people who were there when you had this victory in the first place, then after which came all of this stuff. So I feel like there is definitely like a lot that you can learn from this situation, because this situation will be something that will turn out to be good. And that is all I have for you guys today. So comment down below what you feel about this reading and whether that resonated with you, because I would love to hear your thoughts. And like the video if you liked it, and consider subscribing if you haven't already, because we're going to be doing a lot more fun stuff on this channel. We're going to be having a lot more bigger card readings and just like a lot of stuff. So well, that's it for this one. I'll see you in my next one.